Good afternoon. It's a great honor, as always, to be able to stand before a graduating class. I always like to reflect back onto my high school experiences and so on because, you know, through these times you really pick up so much and it stays with you. So, you know, as I reflect back when I was graduating, I remember that whole process of applying to college and then deciding to answer the big questions that everybody keeps asking. What are you going to major? What are you going to do for a career? What do you want to be? Now, this was a dilemma for me because I didn't really want to know what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. It's interesting that I find myself in the same predicament today. Anyway, when I was filling out applications, I knew I would take math courses because I liked math stuff. But there was also that section on the application where I had to choose a college within the university. In this section, there was a box labeled business. Well, since I didn't have any business, I didn't check that. There was another box labeled arts and science. Well, I liked science, but the arts part had me concerned. You know, to this day, I still draw stick figures, you know, but of greater concern was the potential of dealing with the performing arts. Anyone who has seen the faculty shows over the last couple years knows why I would never let my future be determined by my ability to be a performer. Okay, there was another box that was labeled education, and since I was going to college, I figured, hey, that getting into education is a good idea, so I checked this box. Well, 4 years later, they told me to go be a math teacher. Now, the point of the story isn't that I make decisions foolishly. Well, maybe sometimes I do, but it's that there are times in life where we will have a defined vision of the direction we want to go, but there are times when we are uncertain, unsure, tentative. Sometimes it's our best guess at the time. Even if you are certain today, tomorrow may change everything. Of course, there are some choices that we can undo, but most of life is a series of decisions. For each person, this journey is personal. It's about overcoming the challenges in order to achieve your hopes and dreams. Today, I wish to share with you one of the things that has helped me on my journey. I have this little sign. It's been on my desk or a bookshelf near my desk for a long, long time. I'm not really sure where I got it, but it's, you know, the little saying on it caught my attention then, and it's still something that I reflect on every day. You know, in order to make sure I got this right, too, there was no author listed on it, and I didn't pay attention to that before. I always figured it was maybe an old saying, like a Confucius saying or something like that, but I had to look it up to make sure. You know, it's a saying by Robert W. Service, who is an author and a poet, and I know I had to research it because I'd catch hell from the English department if I came up without knowing who to attribute this to. Okay, this is what it says. It says, "It isn't the mountains ahead that wear you out, it's the grain of sand in your shoe." Now, I know the mountains ahead are incredible and embody the dreams and aspirations of each of our wonderful graduates. My hope is that today you give consideration to something that I have learned about the grain of sand. Sometimes the grain of sand isn't in your shoe. I'm sure that you know that each path of your journey doesn't always lead to immediate success. There will be times when you don't get the recognition for your work, but others do. You might not get the job that you've been preparing for, but someone else does. And maybe they aren't as qualified. Maybe it's a promotion you don't get because, well, you know, the boss liked him better. She had an unfair advantage. Well, and someone has a summer home, well, you still have to work overtime to pay the bills, and the list can go on and on. What I know is that for that grain of sand, if you hold onto resentment, it will make you a bitter person. If you let envy dwell in your heart, it will grow into hate. If you let "it's just not fair" take over, it will steal your ambition. What matters are your dreams, Don't let the crap cripple you. There are people who have spent a lifetime complaining about something that happened 20 years ago. Whether it was an injustice or a misunderstanding, you have to get over it. Don't let it gnaw at you. Empty your heart of resentment. Forgive a past wrong. Don't waste time envying those who have more. Instead, have compassion for those who have less. Accept that life isn't fair. Empty the pain from your heart. Empty the anger from your spirit. So to the class of 2011, my fellow travelers, I wish you bon voyage, and I hope to see you on the trails.